Hi. Well, hello.
Hello. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a little Pinot Grigio.
You knew that shit wasn't water. That's for sure.
You already know. Listen, here's the water. Here's the wine.
She knows
Water,
how to do it right.
wine. Water,
she knows how
wine.
to do it right.
I already know what I'm doing. And again, it's the last of the days of, I got my long sleeves because today was a little bit of, fall is creeping up on us. But the sun's still out. And I was like, ooh, it's a little windy, but it's like 73 degrees here. And I'm like, as long as that sun is out, I'm sitting outside on a deck.
It is mid-September. How bananas is that? Mid-September. It's going to be Christmas before you know it. Like this Christmas.
It just came so hard. And the weather did not even say, I'm going to ease you into fall. It just said, fuck you bitches, fall.
Exactly. Basically.
Yeah, but not for nothing. It's when we wake up tomorrow, Shahida, we're going to wake up to 45-degree weather. But Saturday and Sunday.
Cold?
Oh, it's going to be that cold. It's been that cold. I shouldn't say it's been that cold all day because I'm sitting outside.
Well, these are not over 70s. We've been 67 to 69 all day.
Yeah. Wow. But Saturday and Sunday is going to be like 75, and then Sunday is supposed to be 80. So I'm going to be out here luxuriating. So here I am. Because this is what happens when you live in New England. And Chris, you already know. You're a New Yorker. You already know how this goes.
Do they have crazy weather change like we do, though?
In New York?
Well, remember, it was 90 last week. All last week, 90. Now it's 75, 78.
Because it's always warmer in New York, I feel, than it is here.
But he's talking about California. You're talking about New York.
Oh, okay. I'm not high. No.
Because I was supposed to be like, bitch, did you smoke or did you eat edible? Because he's talking about LA. We're talking about here, and we're talking about the Northeast.
I'm sorry, folks. I just got in the house. I'm like
straight
from work.
It looks cute.
Yeah, but you look cute. You look cute. I like that. I like that yellow. You look like that. You look like that yellow girl. You look like that yellow dress girl on TikTok. You do what you're doing to me. You take me and you hold me. You rub me in your arms, baby.
How do people relax in fucking leather pants?
I love leather pants.
Depends on who it's on.
Let's see what you got on.
Why are you wearing leather pants in hot ass LA?
Yes.
Oh well, come on, there, bro. Oh, let's see the booty. Let's see the booty again. Oh, you got down. Oh, you got good knees. You got good knees. Hands on your knees. Let me go Megan Thee Stallion right now. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. You better drop it like it's hot again one more time. We need to see that shit one more time.
So it's not comfortable?
No.
My leather pants are like jeans. I love them.
Oh, really?
I don't wear leather pants. I don't wear leather pants.
I'm wearing them for that's what I got the shirt. So
why are you wearing leather pants, Chris?
Because I auditioned for The Minx on HBO.
So tell us about it.
I'm playing or auditioning for a porn director. Hence the Village People, I guess, right?
All right. Good for you.
Yes, we've got our fingers
crossed. Let's get up in it.
So let's get up in it. So before we get on into Married at First Sight, the thing is we're going to talk about a hot topic. Let's talk about the Emmys.
Did you watch?
I did. I watched it and I shut it off like right after the whole Jimmy Kimmel debacle. But let's talk about it. Shahida, what would you like to talk about first? I'm going to give you the floor.
I can only talk about what I saw. And I only saw one thing, and that was Shirley Ralph get her Emmy. That was the only thing I saw.
A
And I
little
loved
much
it.
though.
Huh?
I mean, I understand she has to take her moment. I get it.
No, I love that damn song. I'm like, dude, can I have that as a ringtone? I loved it. I didn't think it was
Chris?
too much. And I know we do a lot, but I didn't think that was too much.
Chris?
A little bit much for me. I mean, no, look, when that's your time, that's your time. You can do whatever you can. And I was thinking about what I would do on my Emmy speech or whatever. And I was like, I wonder if I would just literally go up and just stand there and just take it all in and just say thank you. Some people have done it before. But just like take it in.
I think I would be the thank you with maybe a couple of people, but then that's it.
Because they were putting them underneath, you know, that they would like to thank. They had extra things you could put underneath. If you noticed it, they said was also thanking blah 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 blah. So I just would be like, I don't know. I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for my Emmy speech.
No, but
you know what got on my nerves though?
Well,
I'm sorry, not on my nerves, but when Lizzo won hers and she kept telling the fat girls to come down, I'm like, we don't have time for that, boo. We don't have time for that.
Shahida.
That's what she said. She said, tell the fat girls to come down. I'm not saying that. She said that.
Oh, I thought you said that we didn't have time for that.
Oh no,
I loved every bit about that because I saw when she won, and then I loved it, and then I saw afterwards when she was behind the stage and she was like, she showed her whole natural ass. Somebody was interviewing somebody on E Entertainment or whatever the fuck channel, and she goes in there guns and blazes with her Emmy, and she's like, I got the E, I got the G of the EGOT. She's like, I can say fuck this shit. She was dropping all kinds of gems of fucking hot ass, you know.
My mother said Liz was wearing a dress that I could make at least 15 outfits from.
Who said that?
My mother.
Mama.
Because it was, I didn't know what she was talking about because I hadn't seen it. Yes. I was like, okay. That's a lot of material.
I loved it though. I really liked it.
Of course, I loved it.
I loved it.
All right, so
I like Shirley Ross dress. I didn't care for her.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I didn't care for her.
I didn't care for her. Listen, it is what it is, but it's also generational, and you know the times. I didn't like Shirley Ralph's outfit with the whole diamond, you know, the studs in her hair and her eyelashes and everything. It was too much. She had way too much going on. Mm-hmm. But I love the fact that she won.
Yeah.
And this is my neighbor, right?
What?
She lives 2 streets over.
And
I'm sorry.
To her house? Like, you didn't even bring me on her street and say,
wait, hold on. Wait, exactly, Shahida. How many times we've been there? And he's just now telling us that Ms. Shirley Ralph lives 2 streets over? That's some bullshit.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Because I would have been like to her, remember you liked my tweet on Twitter and you said thank you?
Well, here's the thing. Well, here you are, Shahida. You're so confident. Like, remember, you'd be like, I'll tell her. Remember, you liked my tweet. Me, I'd be like on the Vespa, like, oh, is that Shirley Ralph's house? Oh, hey, I'd be outside on the back of your scooter, Chris. Like, hey, Shirley Ralph. Yeah, let's keep it moving. Press the gas, Chris. Let's go. Because I'm about to show my ass. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I was happy for her. Anything else good? I didn't miss. I missed.
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room with the whole Quinta Brunson with Jimmy Kimmel. Listen, well, she was scheduled to be on Jimmy Kimmel last night, and she showed up, and she got her shine. She interrupted him when he was giving his monologue, and she was able to he allowed her to give her acceptance speech. And he apologized. He apologized to her for showing his old white privilege ass on the Emmys. But with him, I get where he was coming from because he made it very clear that he had lost. He was at the Emmys, he was drinking, and when his category came up, he lost. And he felt some sort of way. He was like, I was salty, I was mad, and I was drinking. And then I had to go up there and give this, thing with Quinta Brunson. And he's like, I wasn't going up there. And I forgot who the guy was.
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett was like, you got to come up there. They literally dragged him up there because he was like, I was done. He was like, I was drunk. I was salty.
That's why. That makes
He's
sense.
like, I was salty because I didn't win. I was drunk. He was like, and Quinta won. And he's like, and it just so happened that dude dragged his ass up there and he showed his ass by laying down.
So
But he gave her
giving her the award?
Huh?
He was supposed to be giving her the award?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He introduced them, yeah.
And he was salty because he lost?
Earlier, not that
earlier.
Right, so he was salty because he lost earlier. Did he lose to John Oliver?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I don't think he should have said anything because if that's your reason, I mean, that's so immature. You were salty.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, his ass got dragged. Listen, his ass got dragged on the internet immediately on TikTok, Twitter, everything. He got dragged. And he addressed it last night because he just so happened to have Quinta scheduled on his show. So he gave she got her flowers and he apologized profusely. So for me, it's a moot point. But at the end of the day, I'm like, for writing as a Black woman, you got that Emmy and you just laid on the floor like an ignoramus. And I'm just like, but this is the world that we live in of this privilege. And I'm not a Hollywood person or in that life, so I don't know. But I was like, when I saw that, I was like, God damn, Jimmy. But Jimmy corrected it.
I thought it was a joke. So I didn't pay any attention.
It was a joke. But I'm gonna drag him out on stage. So they dragged him out on stage. But it could have worked if after she said I won, she said, I won, Jimmy, I won. If he got up and walked off and let her have her moment.
Yeah.
The problem was he just stayed there.
Right.
And didn't move even after she was acknowledged. It was one thing if she ignored him and everything or whatever, and he was like, or was mad about it, but she's like, I won, Jimmy, it's okay now. That's when he should have got up and left. But I think he was too drunk. He probably was too drunk.
No, he said he was drunk because he was, he said he had lost in his category and he just drank himself to whatever. And then he didn't want to go up on the stage. And then hence why that happened. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
You listen, at the end of the day, she was already scheduled to be on his show. She showed up. She had her moment. She was able to give her thanks on his show during his monologue, because what she did during his monologue, she walked out with her Emmy in her hand and she's like, oh, hey. And he's like, Quinta, I'm doing my monologue and we're going to go to commercial. And then when we come back, I'm going to bring you out. And she's like, oh no, that's not how this works.
They're probably playing that.
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah. So it's like, it's whatever.
So but at least she had her moment to give her speech, and he allowed her to give her speech and thank whoever the hell she wanted to thank. So at the end of the day, that's how this business is. I don't know it, but it is what it is. And I'm happy for her. So you guys want to add anything else to this?
I didn't watch because I was watching House of Dragon, and I know we're not.
Don't say nothing. We're not talking about that because I'm still behind.
I stopped because I was watching that, and I caught up with the Power of the Ring. Is it the Power of the Ring on Amazon?
Is it good?
I don't know nothing about that.
Fire.
It's really.
I love it. Remember, I told you the first episode, I was just like, but 3 episodes in, I'm dying for tomorrow.
Okay.
Dying for it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And since before we get into Married at First Sight, we were talking about Quinta Brunson and Abbott Elementary and the whole debauchery with Jimmy Kimmel. And we started a campaign to get our boy Chris.
We started because we need
Oh
to.
no, Chris started it. Chris started it, and we kept it going. So
Then
I'm gonna need all of us, all of our family, to go to our Twitter and our Instagram and everything, and just retweet everything because we need
I
Chris.
want to be on Abbott Elementary.
We need Chris on Abbott Elementary.
The guidance counselor.
As a guidance counselor or as a substitute teacher, talking about whatever. He'd be perfect.
But the guidance counselor would be funny and it would be recurring.
Yes. But we got to get our boy on there.
We got enough teachers. We need a guidance counselor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we have got to have Chris on Abbott Elementary, whether it be for one episode, and then he does so well that it parlays into a recurring role.
We're saying recurring.
Recurring. We want recurring because we love him and he's so talented and he would be perfect for that series. So let's manifest, everybody.
I watched the series twice.
Let's manifest.
Did you really?
I have. I watched it live. Oh, actually 3 times because then I watched it on Hulu, and then HBO just had it uploaded on their site, HBO Max, and I'm just like, I got nothing to do, and I just watched the whole series again.
Abbott Elementary?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Laugh each time.
Abbott Elementary is so good, but we're gonna get Chris on there. So everybody that's watching us and that loves us, go to our Twitter and just retweet, and we got to get him on because we love him and he's so talented, and he would be. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. All right, Married at First Sight. So here we are. Let me get my notes together. So let's just start with the.
Might as well start with what happened at the beginning of the show, and that was Morgan and Binh.
Thank you.
I can't stand her.
I can't stand her.
I think she is so. Do you mind if I start? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris.
First of all, there's two things. The two things. First of all, she's a monster. She's so in her own. She can't see beyond herself. First and foremost, using that one thing as an excuse, and is mean, and does not obviously want to be married. Obviously. But we could see the indications of her not wanting to be married from when she said, I want to just come home and relax and not have anybody there and deal with anybody. But for her to keep harping over the same thing over and over and over again. But what compounded it, made it even worse, is he is playing into that of like, yes, I'm sorry, you're right, I shouldn't have. She didn't tell him about anything. And the third component is, if Alexis had kept her mouth shut, none of this would have happened in the first place. But it would have happened eventually. It would happen eventually because Morgan needs an excuse to get out of it and needs an excuse to not be involved in it. And even when at the end, when Dr. Pepper was talking to Binh about his things and this and the other and went to her, she didn't talk about her. She talked about him and what he did.
Yeah.
Good.
Shahida.
Basically what Chris said, but I did take notes too because I was like, there was a couple of things. Okay. Dr. Pepper gave shitty advice. That was one.
Mm-hmm.
She's awful. She's not.
I agree.
She offered them nothing. Morgan has been so traumatized that this man has had to go into therapy. He has taken all of what she has projected on him and has internalized it, and now he thinks something is wrong with him.
Yes.
He was a happy person before her. He is walking on egg. He's like a battered woman right now.
Yep.
Because she is such a bully. She and when the women were together and the men were together, and then the women were listening to her, not one of those women said, but what is it that you may be able to do differently? As a friend, if as a friend in somebody's marriage, you try and be as impartial as possible. You don't want to take sides, but not one of those women did that. And I got to give it to Nate when they barged their funky asses over there. And Nate was just like, well, what's with all the hostility?
Thank you.
He's over here. He's calm. He's cool, collected. I always see him like that. I never see you like that. I always see you in a rage.
Yes.
Where was Dr. Pepper with that information? Because she said, I've been watching, I've been hearing. You haven't seen the way this man has talked, this woman has talked to this man
and treated him.
And the flowers. You haven't, and you acknowledge none of that. And then you notice also, and I'm going to keep it short because I don't want to take all the good points, Sonia. You notice as well too that she will bully who she can, because when Nate called her ass out,
she changed her tone real quick.
She definitely did. She definitely did. And then she tried to point it back to him, to Ben again, but she's never going to acknowledge her. And I believe she does want to be married in her fairy tale head of what marriage should be. And that should be beholding to her, to do what she wants to do, to run over somebody. That's why she's never been able to maintain a relationship, because she's not a nice person. And I feel like if you go back, you go deep into her friendships, and I said this last week, if you go deep into her friendships, there's bullying on all levels from her. Mm-hmm. So I have more, but go ahead, Tanya. I don't want to take everything.
No, take everything. All I'm going to say is this. She's vindictive and she's rude. 1 and 2. That's all I got to say on that. And is it that serious? As I was watching this, first of all, for me, this whole episode, this was the one episode that I was watching. All right. So for our Still Dope family, we have the three of us convey and talk to each other. Like, did we watch? When are we going to record? And today I was just busy with work, and I was like hoping to do it tomorrow, but everybody's got, we all got shit going on. So I watched it today, and I was like, as I was made time to watch it today, I was like, this is the most boringest episode that I've ever watched in my life.
I really said that. And I was like, I actually liked the episode.
Nope, I didn't. I thought there was nothing there. Everybody knows I usually take notes. You guys know I take notes. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I got no notes to take, because I'm like, this shit is boring as fuck. Like, where are we going here? But I'll deflect. So I went to Morgan. She's being vindictive and she's rude. And it's not that serious, because number one, look, we're all adults and we've all been through some shit. And we've all had a significant other that has said some shit or that has done some shit behind our back that we're like, really? Damn, that's kind of fucked up. But with her and Morgan, her and Ben, or whatever his name is, it's like, so he confided in Justin.
But nothing really big.
Nothing big. Nothing that is like, nothing that is detrimental, nothing that is so detrimental that you're willing to walk away from your marriage. And the fact that she will not let it go. She will not let it go. And I'm like,
she's looking for an excuse. She's looking for any excuse to get out of it. And if she can blame him for whatever it is, and she's held on to, but he keeps, I'm like,
that trauma, Listen,
Grow
that
some balls.
trauma. What'd you say?
Grow some balls, Binh.
Or grow
some balls.
up. Yeah.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Yes, I'm glad the men told him that. I'm glad the men said that.
He's still coward. He's still coward when he came in.
I get him to a point. But one of the things that drove me crazy with her too are the big words of betrayal and lies. Oh. She said it a million times. Like, those are triggering words to make it seem like he's such a horrible person. He betrayed me. He didn't betray me.
He did not.
He did.
Oh, and then
he didn't betray her.
Do it again, and he do it again. First of all, why would he, Binh? Why would you lie about telling you're talking to Justin? Just say, yeah,
because he knows that she doesn't like it.
So what? I'd be like, so come on, Binh.
Because all right, here's the thing. That's basic shit. That's basic shit. Because at the end of the day, we're all couples. Like, we're all with our people. And if you're getting that incensed that the fact that your husband is going to Justin or Mitch or, you know, whoever the fuck in that clique and is talking to them, that's your problem, not Benny's problem. That's your issue. And another thing, because I got my notes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be holding it up. Her shit, Morgan's shit is her father's shit. She's got mad daddy issues. And I will own that because I have mad daddy issues. But I won't put that on a man. And I'm not going to be in a relationship with a man, let alone be on TV with him. And she is like literally punishing him. When she's talking, she's like, he betrayed me. I'm like, he didn't really betray you. Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, did he really betray you? No. Like, he might have embellished and he might have, you know, withheld some shit, but the shit that he withheld isn't that serious. Like, you're talking about he betrayed, he lied, he did this, and I don't know if I can put up with that anymore. And I'm like, bitch, if that's the worst of your problems, if that is the worst that you can complain about, bitch, there's so much more worse things going out there in this world with couples. So I think that she is just looking for a way out. And I'm going to end it on this. When they was all writing their letters to each other, to their younger self, why the fuck would you show up? Here we go. Why the hell would you show up and let him read his letter to you? And then you turn around when he reads his letter to you, you walk in. First of all, you walk in the apartment. You don't even acknowledge him. You just sit down. You don't even say hi. And you sit down. He reads you the letter. And then you're holding your letter. And then he looks at you after he reads his letter. And you're like, I'm not comfortable with reading my letter. Da, 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 da. And she grabs her shit and walks out. That bitch needs to go. And it was at that moment that I was watching that shit. And I was like, I'm going to need Pastor Cal or Pepper or Pia or whoever the fuck that other, or whatever that dude's name is, to come in and be like, bitch, get your shit and get the fuck out. Because you're not here for this. She's looking at him, reading his letter, and she has no emotion. She's looking at him like, yeah, whatever. He read it, and then he looked at her. He was so emotional when he read it. And he looked at her, and she's like, I'm not comfortable reading my letter. And she grabbed a coat and grabbed it. I'm like, bitch, why'd you show up? So I'm shutting up now. Y'all talk.
But the mere fact that he didn't say anything to Justin about anything. There was nothing to say about anything. And also, if you can be like, okay, he's kind of a dick, and I need a reason to get away from him. He's a nice guy. Yeah, I've never seen one bad thing about Ben. We're like, okay, well, he's kind of fucking like. If Nate did that, I'd be like, all right, well, I can see Nate's up to something or whatever. Ben is just like, he's just an in it. But he's a better dude. She beat him down in submission, and he's trying, and he's still trying.
I hope not. I hope next week.
She's like, and how she is with the girls. She's like, has he reached out? No, he hasn't reached out at all. Why would he reach out? You can't even read the letter after he. And that another thing, he's like, you know what? She came in and said, you know what? I don't want to read your letters. I don't want to hear yours. I'm not going to read mine. This and the other. But make him go and hear it, and then you're like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. And fake it. Come on, that's rude. She's rude. She's straight up.
What she does. Just real quick, what she does is like what she plans these scenes in her head. Like she watches a lot of TV, obviously, soap operas or something. She plans these scenes out in her head about what she's going to do. And he didn't give her the reaction last week. She didn't really. So she's like, I got to go in there and I got to, zing him hard and then walk up and leave him speechless. And that's what she did. She plays these mind games. And that's why I was very disappointed in Dr. Pepper again, because she called her out for nothing. If you had been paying attention, Dr. Pepper, she should have called her out for that whole scene she tried to do last week. And then she didn't have the opportunity. And this week gave her the perfect, and Dr. Pepper gave her that opportunity. Write letters, read them to each other.
What I don't understand is, are they not? I guess they only get a week in advance. No, obviously not, because if they do the after party must be months later. But in the action, what are Dr. Pepper and Pastor? What are they watching? What are they watching not to address something that everybody, even Nate, is like, yo, you're foul, because that man has never done anything. Whatever he's done, I know he didn't do it with maliciousness.
That's it.
I know he wasn't trying to hurt you. Yes, right. So what if he lied about not saying anything? It's fucking Justin.
And now he calls himself a liar.
Mouth shut both times. Both times. None of this shit would happen. Addendum to that, did you see at the after party, Mitch agreed with her.
He agreed with who?
He agreed with Morgan. He said, after seeing it and after hearing Morgan's side, I was like, oh, I said I did a 180. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, well, yeah, I guess he shouldn't have done that. I was like,
oh, I missed all that. I watched the after party, but I missed all that.
Yeah, Mitch said they asked.
Yeah, like, but it's Mitch.
Huh?
Please.
Anyway, we'll go
all I'm going to say to this is, I know last week when we talked about it, Nate, I ain't going to sit here and trip. There is nothing that you two can ever say to me to change my mind about Nate. Nate is that dude.
Oh, I'm not going to try and change your mind. I like Nate.
Last week when we had our podcast, like I was like, I'm all about Nate, and y'all were like, there's something off about him. And I was like, well, maybe because you all were like, he's comfortable with being with Stasha with all her money and all this stuff. Yeah. I get that. But here's the thing. This episode, I don't think Nate's like that. I don't think Nate gives a rat's ass about Stasha and her money and whatever she's got, whatever she's bringing to the table. Nate is Nate. When Nate called out Morgan and he's sitting there and he's like, he was sitting there calm, cool, and collected. And he's like, so let me just ask you this. Why are you bringing all this hostility? When everybody else was like there, and even Stasha looked at him, and he's like, why are you bringing all this hostility? He was trying to be the voice of reason, and I loved it.
That has nothing to do with how
throughout the whole episode,
he was protecting his boy. I give Nate props for that. It has nothing to do with his relationship or how he is going to be with Sasha.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the protecting the boy, because at the end of the day,
that's what it was.
At the end of the day, Binh did nothing wrong. Like, Morgan is making it seem like he literally went out there and fucked her best friend. Like, she's talking about betrayal and all this. And I'm like, is it really that serious? Because I've been betrayed.
Go back to Nate. What does that have to do with? He was protecting his boy. He was like,
yeah, but he was like, but she was like, but he understands because Binh was telling him and telling the group what was going on.
Right.
And she comes in all gangbusters when all the women come in, and she's like,
Nate and his relationship to how we feel about Nate. I still think Nate's shady. And
I don't think so.
But I give him props for at least calling her out. But that has nothing to do with his relationship with Stasha.
I have to disagree with you. And we'll agree to disagree, and we'll see at the end of the season. I think that Nate is a good dude, and the only one that's gonna fuck up Nate and Stasha's relationship is Stasha, because she just can't fucking handle herself.
I don't think Nate's gonna fuck up the relationship because it's too good for him. And just because. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna mess it up, because I think he's smart enough to know
he's comfortable where his bread is buttered.
Love her
last week, I pulled it back and I was like, yeah, you guys are right. This week, after watching him and going to his little hometown and talking to his dad and all the things that he said, I have to disagree with you. I think Nate is a good dude, and I think the only person that is going to fuck up that marriage is going to be Stasha with her ignoramus ass. And I love me some Stasha, but I think Stasha can't get out of her own way when it comes to her money, her house, how she lives, how she wants to be. I guarantee you, it's going to be Stasha. If that marriage doesn't work, it's going to be Stasha's fault, not Nate. Because I love Nate. Nate is going to have to show his whole natural ass for me to be like, yeah, I'm not fucking with Nate, because I am team Nate right now. Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Let me talk now. And when I say I think with Shahida agrees with me on this part, I don't think Nate's gonna fuck up at all. I think he's gonna stay in it. He knows where his bread is buttered. He knows what he has to do. He's in a fantastic situation. She's a good-looking woman who loves him, that's got a lot of money. Just because he backed up his boy has nothing to do with his relationship. Just because he called up Morgan, I give him props for doing that, but that has nothing to do with his relationship. And we're talking about his relationship into Stasha. I don't think he's going to fuck up. I think he's going to stay in it. I think he's going to do whatever he has to do to stay in that relationship. Period. But I'm not debating whether he's going to stay, he's going to fuck up the relationship, or I still think he's going to stay, but I think he's shady, and I think he knows where his bread is buttered. But it had nothing to do with this episode. Had nothing to do with, for me, changing my mind about Nate wanting to be with Stasha. Of course, he wants to be with her.
I disagree.
I think that they both want to be together. I think that out of, especially last night's episode, they seem to be cohesive. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's what I liked about. That's why when you say the episode was boring, I felt like it was a good look into how people are going to continue to communicate and develop a good marriage. And I feel like Stasha and Nate have the tools to do that. I still don't know what this man does, and it doesn't seem to bother her. She's happy. He knows how to make her happy, and it's the same thing when people say that a woman is a gold digger. You know, okay, you don't have what it takes to keep that woman, but somebody else with some money does. She has what it takes. And it's not like she doesn't have a good heart. She's a good woman. She has issues. But Stasha is a good woman. She's a good person. And I see that in Nate too. He just has more of a hustler mentality to me than anything. That doesn't mean he's not a good person. It's just that I could tell he's a hustler.
Exactly.
And he's not stupid.
Right. And he could be a nice person and defend his boy and call out Morgan, but I still think he's a little oily. That's all. And I think he's in it for a reason, and he knows where his bread is buttered.
Okay.
And I like the two of them together. I actually, like I said, last night was the first time I said I like the two of them together. I saw a team last night. They were a team, and I think they were the only one that I feel have had some growth, have had like really good communication. If you had to say a marriage is going to work, and I've said it from the very beginning, I believe that their marriage is still going strong. And I can see Nate figuring it out, but I could also feel her figuring it out too. So I feel like they're a good couple, and that's really all I even had to say about them for the show, because there was really no negatives. There's no negatives for them this week, whereas everybody else was. So I don't know who you guys want to jump to next, but
I'm just gonna end this and say I respectfully disagree with you guys. I think that Nate is on the up and up. And Nate, I'm at this point. Everybody knows that when I started this out, I was Team Stasha. I love me some Stasha. I still love her. But now I am literally loving Nate. It's going to be Stasha that's going to destroy that marriage. That's all I'm going to say on this.
I don't think she will.
I don't think she will.
She's not stupid either.
If she's smart.
You just said she's smart. You just said she was going to destroy the thing.
No, I said if anything fucks up this marriage, it's going to be Stasha.
But it's not going to fuck up because she wants it just as bad as he does.
I think Nate is a stand-up guy. I like Nate.
All right. But no one is saying he's not a stand-up guy because he held up for his brother and this and the other.
But you guys just said you don't feel like he's trustworthy.
He's still oily. I think I don't know what he does for a living. I feel like there's something
missing.
There's something there that we don't know about. And that's that. But I'm not saying he's not a stand-up guy or they're not going to stay together.
Like his dad.
Happy together. I think all that shit.
Anyway. Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I like Nate.
Let's go on to the next. Who had Mitch? Fuck Mitch.
Go to Mitch and Kristen.
I hate that motherfucker.
I like the fact that she realized that she's overcompensating, trying to make him want her. I thought Dr. Pepper was off base when she said that she had two questions for him, and one of them was, do you still wish that I was a different woman than what you wanted? And the other one was what were his feelings now? Or like, she didn't want him to say I love you, but she wanted to know, do you have some type of feelings, or we could grow to love? And Dr. Pepper was like, that seems like a demand or something. I'm like, those are reasonable questions. I feel like with her, she still hasn't. I don't know about Mitch. I'm still on the fence about if he is mature. He says the right things, but we didn't see a lot last night, I felt, to make me change my mind from last week that he's still not all there. But I like Kristen, and I feel like she's going to fight for not only her marriage, but she's also going to fight for her identity. Unlike Lindy, I think will end up giving up her whole identity for Miguel.
Yeah, but does Lindy even have an identity?
Yes,
I liked her story. I mean, I didn't realize how strict it was until she started talking. So kudos to her for saying there's something outside of this, and I want to go and find that out, because that's hard to do when all is a small circle in your family. And she was in a private school, in a school situation that was isolated. So for her to be like, I really want to, try something else. I actually liked her a little bit more and can understand her a lot more after listening to her express those things to him.
All right, so let's go back to Kristen and Mitch. My thoughts on Kristen is I already knew this shit was going to implode because she said it to Dr. Pepper. I was doing my best to appease him and be the woman that he wanted in not so many words. And then she lost herself. Been there, done that. I got the t-shirt to prove it. I lived in a marriage like that where I was like, it was all about him. And then I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. And hence why I'm fucking single.
Yeah, but she recognizes it, and I think she wants to self-correct. You know, she knows that was not what is making her happy at the end of the day, because I feel like she's saying, you know, yeah, I'm trying all this, but then my conscience is like, you know, don't lose who you are. So I feel like she's acknowledging that, and she still wants her marriage to work, and she's gonna say, I want my marriage to work, but I also want to be comfortable with myself. So she acknowledges it.
I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't
work.
think it's gonna work either, because
I don't think it's gonna work at all.
Is
Mitch
there.
doesn't want it.
He's not mature enough for her.
Yeah, and he wants to be alone, and if it's not his way, that's it. So he's not willing to be in a compromising, even in his little speech to himself, talking about standing for who you are, and what you are is right, and you're cool like this, and don't let anybody tell you this and the other. I'm like, okay, well, you're not in a mood to compromise with anybody. I don't care who it is, unless you have a slave. But even then, the slave would be fucking up and be like, "You're fucking up. Whatever." I don't think he wants it. I don't think he's. It's not even mature enough. I just think he's so locked into Mitch that he can't be. It'd be Mitch and someone else, as opposed to a couple of. What was that?
What? No, that's my phone. Sorry, I gotta end that. Sorry.
That's all right.
That was me.
I don't think he's willing to be part of a marriage. I don't think he's willing to be 50-50. It's going to be Mitch, and hopefully she does whatever Mitch wants him to do.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. And I think
he's going to try. She's
trying.
She's trying real hard for something that is not for some stale bread. She is
basically
hungry. She's like, I'm gonna cut off the ends. I'm gonna try to make it into a cute sandwich, but it's still stale bread. Don't want to get a mold. I can cut the mold off of it.
I agree.
She's not. She's
trying way too hard for a marriage that I'm like, it's not even that serious, boo boo.
And I think she's trying hard because of that conversation on the honeymoon. That's still really ringing in the back of her head. Her subconscious is not letting that go.
I don't even think it's the conversation that she had at the honeymoon. I think that she is trying way too hard because her first marriage
said that she's too
traumatized from the first marriage, from when the girl called her when she was like a day or 2 days before going to be married to her husband. The girl called and was like, "Oh, I've been fucking your man," and she's like, "Oh, I'm done here," and she broke up with her fiance and went on the trip anyway. I think she's got that embedded in her brain, i.e. Morgan. These are two women. Everybody's fucking fucked up. And I'm just going to say this.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just going to say this. Married at First Sight. If this is the cream of the crop, like all these broken ass people, if this is the best that you can find, damn, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Listen. I want to see who was in the background, who the runner-ups are at this stage of the game. Who are the runner-ups? Because you picked all these people, and all these people are broken as fuck for the past couple of seasons. And I'm like, where is the rest of the people?
But I think every season now, everybody. I don't know anybody who is basically saying in any of the seasons whatsoever. I mean, I think everybody has something that's broken about them.
But it doesn't mean that they're broken. I think broken can apply to somebody like Morgan. I can see that. But Kristen, I don't feel like is broken. She's very self-aware. I feel
but she's damaged.
She's broken.
Damaged. She's damaged.
She got issues. She's broken.
Traumatized. She's like a puppy that's
broken.
She's just.
I feel like
she's broken.
I wouldn't even use that word because I feel like she went into the marriage kind of very open, and the way that he reacted to her, that kind of like put her back into a place where she's like, let me try and win this person over. You know, I'm married to him now. Let me try and to me, that has kind of stunted her. I don't feel like she's broken because I feel like
they're all broken.
Can I finish?
Oh, sorry.
I don't feel like she's broken because she's self-aware. She's trying to, she analyzes herself, and she would have never gotten to that point of saying, you know, I lost who I am or who I want to be, and I'm not happy, if she wasn't self-aware.
Right.
And to me, that gives her, and even Stasha to a point. I wouldn't say she's broken. I would say that, I mean, she has things that she needs to work on and fix, but she also is open to listen. You know, and to me, that's both of those women show a good part of winning the battle, because one is self-aware and one is open to listen and understand. I don't know. We have definitions of broken, and
I would say everyone has issues.
That's what I would say. I would definitely say they have issues. I would never call myself broken, but I know I have like some issues, but I'm not broken. And I don't think those two women are. And we can go on to the next one. We're not finished, but you know, we can kind of define that for the other couples. I feel Morgan is broken. She has a lot of issues.
Here's the definition I would say. There's people, everyone has issues, but how people deal with their issues is the difference between
determines whether
Morgan
they're broken,
and Kristen. That's how you deal with your issues. Are you willing to try to heal them, get past them, get through them, talk about them, deal with them? Morgan don't want to deal with shit.
She wants to be miserable and unhappy, and that's a huge difference. And like with Kristen, she's like, okay, I realize this is a problem. I know that I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, or I'm doing too much. So she's trying to find some level of happiness, not only for herself, but in her marriage and as a couple. So she's thinking outside of not just herself, but him too, the whole marriage as a whole. Morgan, like you said, she just wants to be miserable. She's hateful. What was the word you used? Vengeful. I mean, there's a lot of negative words. She's running around here talking about, like, you know, betrayal, but I got some big words for her and her behavior.
Listen, all I'm gonna say with Morgan is, bitch, you don't know betrayal. If you're calling that what Binh, whatever his name is, if you're harped on that with the betrayal thing, bitch, you don't know betrayal. That's all I gotta say on that one.
And maybe her thing is she does know betrayal, and she's just never going to give a man a chance or a break after that.
No.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever going to give a man a chance at this stage.
Morgan never gave Binh a chance from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
She gave somebody a chance. She gave somebody a chance, and somebody
fucked her up.
Yeah, she gave somebody a chance.
No, I think her father fucked her up. Look, at the end of the day, it keeps going back to her father, and she can have boyfriends, husbands, you know, lovers for days. At the end of the day, always goes back to her father. She is so upset with, she could trust. That kept coming out of her mouth. Trust. Betrayal. Bro, I'm like, bitch, your husband didn't betray you. Like, listen, I get it. Your dad betrayed you. You don't trust your father, who has now died, I am assuming, or he's not in her life. But I'm like, yeah, Binh, that ain't on that level, yo.
Yeah.
It's not on that level. It's not that serious. Was he wrong? Yes. Did he admit it? Yes. Did he apologize for it? Yes. Bitch, move on.
Exactly.
Move on. He admitted it. He apologized for it. He's been fucking, he's been frigging salivating at this point. Like, bitch, I'm done. I made an appointment with my therapist. I'm going to therapy. I'm doing the most. And she is just like, you betrayed me. No, I didn't betray you, bitch. Your father betrayed you. Yes, I might have lied and I might have talked to my Justin, but let's not. So let's go into that part. Let's go into Alexis.
Let's go into Alexis and Justin. We need to move on
because Alexis should have shut her goddamn mouth. We wouldn't be in this situation if not Alexis opened her fucking lips and told Morgan about that bullshit.
And really told her nothing.
She snitched.
She got no details, nothing.
If Binh called Justin and said his, talked to Justin and was like, I'm feeling some sort of way, ... You can talk to Justin all day. Justin could talk to his wife. Alexis should have shut her fucking mouth and not say nothing. Not called Morgan and said nothing. That would have been me. That's what a wife does. I'd have been like, baby, I'm glad. Oh, shit. That's some fucked up shit. I ain't saying shit. My name is Bennett.
So what did you all think of Alex and Justin last night? Because I'm confused.
She does not.
She don't
respect him.
Nope.
She don't desire him.
Nope.
She don't even like him.
Nope.
I mean, she kind of likes him, but as a friend. But my husband flies a kite. Okay, I guess I was like, let's let the man do what he wants to do. The nigga wants to fly a kite. Let him fly a kite. Let him fly a kite. He ain't harming you. Let him. She's got judgment on stuff. She's. I don't like her at all. She's get close.
Yeah, she really fell off. I feel like with her, it was like with Jasmina. Remember, out the gate, I was like, Jasmina, blah, love that girl, blah, blah. And then it just went downhill from there. It's the same way with her. It was like, I was loving her. And the sad part is that she's still gorgeous, because that's a gorgeous ass woman. But she sucks. Her personality. And when she was trying to explain the independent Black woman thing that she's going through, I get it to a point. I mean, I don't know, her father wasn't around or whatever, and her mother is super independent. So I do think that it is hard for especially young women who were raised without a man in their life, that it is difficult for them to say, I can trust this person. I get that. I'm not going to minimize that for her. I get it. But before you decided that you were going to go on a show to marry a man, should you have not worked out the fact that you have an issue trusting men or even people to do something for you? You should have worked that out. So now here you are trying to fix this. It's a waste of time. And you're with the wrong... Go ahead, Tanya. Go ahead.
No, finish your statement. I'm just putting my hand because everybody on our podcast is always like, bitch, you always interrupting. I'm just going to put my hand up. When you're done, I'm good. Let me know.
I think I'm done. Yeah, I get her point on that, but
Chris, do you have anything to add?
I just think I don't like her attitude towards him. She does not want to be married to him. She does not like him. She does not desire him. She thinks he's weak because he shows his emotion. The exact opposite how she not should be, but is allowing himself to be. Even though that brothers, I appreciate him showing emotion. It's a little too emotional, but at least he's showing him emotion. He's not afraid to be emotional. I get that. She don't want him. I think he doesn't really want her anymore.
I'm kind of leaning towards that.
I think he feels that it's not going to happen.
He's a little threatened.
Back a little bit, huh?
A little threatened too.
And even with the at the end of last episode, when he's looking at her and he explained it to her very, very well, I thought, when he said, if you sit there and he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she's like, no, I'm fine. Bitch, he knows you too. We know you. But he really is like in touch with you. And he's going to her, well, what, you're not like yourself. And then she goes into him as opposed to being like, baby, let me, okay. And goes in and attacks him. And when he tries to explain it later, he's like, you're usually bubbly and this, that, and the other. And you shut down. I noticed that. I addressed it to you. And you kind of yelled back at her. She got issues. He got issues. They got issues. That's not going to happen. Go ahead. Go team.
Okay. All right. Two things. Alexis talks a good game. She ain't worth a goddamn. That's all I'm going to say here. She is just in this for the show. And at the end of the 8 weeks, I'm pretty sure I'm going to bet my money that she's not going to want to be married to him anymore. Number two, I didn't like the fact that when Dr. Pepper was talking to the two of them and they were talking about the dog Maya, and he was beside himself, and he's like, oh, I'll let you talk about it, because he could not talk about it. And she talks about it, and I'm sorry, I'm all about assessment and watching people's facial expressions and body language. And she was talking like, yeah, he's had to give up the dog. And she was sitting there when he was crying like a bitch, which he should be. And she's sitting there, and I'm like, you don't give a fuck. She didn't give two flying fucks about that goddamn dog, because she was sitting there with a half a smirk, half a fucking shit on her face. She was like this. Like, good riddance to that dog. My dog is still here. She was so self-righteous about that. I didn't like that, because I'm like, if I am dating a man or about to marry a man and I own a pet and he owns a pet, regardless if your pet is aggressive or not, we got to fix this. There's no, even if your dog chomped my dog out, we got to fix this, because I would never look at you as a man and say, you got to get rid of this dog. We're going to have to figure that out. We're going to figure it out. We're going to work together and make sure that this dog is good. But the fact that he had to give that dog up, that was his baby. I mean, come on. That's some bullshit. Let me go back to my notes, because I got a couple of more things I want to talk about. Yeah, I said that. Oh, I think I'm good. Back to the group thing. One more thing that I got to say before we hang up. That group thing, I didn't like that. I thought that was trifling, where the girls got together right in the beginning, where the girls all got together and the men got together. The men were talking. Binh was talking to his boys, and Morgan shows up, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, should we go down there and da? And
Morgan, idea was it?
Huh?
Whose idea was that?
I don't know. We'll have to watch.
It was Kristen. It was Kristen.
And then Morgan was all in it. She's like, "Oh, let's go!" And then they all went out there gangbusters. And I'm like, for me, if I haven't talked to him, because when they were at there having that discussion, and they would ask Morgan, "When was the last time you talked to Binh?" She's like, "I haven't heard from him."
You know why she did it? It's because,
why would you go down there? I would have left my ass. I would have went home.
Morgan said, I wonder what he's saying to the men, because I bet you he's giving them a whole different story. And then Kristen said, should we go over there? But Kristen was being an instigator. I did not like that about her at all.
Exactly.
And Morgan, and see, Morgan is just not happy being mad at Binh. She wants everybody else to be mad at him. That's why she jumped her little behind up and said, yeah, let's go over there. Because like you said, if it was me and I hadn't spoken to the person, why am I going to jump into a social situation and make everybody uncomfortable? That was ugly. That was on Kristen.
Perfect. It was a fucked up situation. And Kristen, yes,
that was tacky.
Put it out there. It was tacky. But at the end of the day, that's on Morgan. I'm not gonna even put that. I'm gonna put a little bit of
expect that of Morgan. I would expect that of Morgan.
Yeah, but I would expect that of anybody. But at the end of the day,
you would. I would
have expected that. I would have expected that out of anybody outside of Morgan. And then, like,
wait, what are you talking about first? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the whole going down to the whole.
You would expect other people to go into a room with a bunch of men, with your ex or your husband when y'all are having a beef.
Well, here's the thing. It was a girl thing because the guys were good. They were good talking amongst themselves. I think that if not, I don't think Morgan would have initiated that, but I think any other woman in that group would have been like, let's go down there. And she'd have been like, oh yeah, she should have been like, you know what? If it were me, and when they asked her in the conversation, when's the last time did Binh reach out to you? And she's like, I haven't heard from him. Crickets. So if anybody in that group, Kristen, Stasha, Lindy, whoever the fuck, would have been like, you know what, let's go down there. They're downstairs. They're all together in the group. I'd have been like, y'all can go. I'm going the fuck home. Because you're not going to ambush me with that bullshit. We're not going to have this conversation.
But she's messy. I expect that of her. I expect her to say, yeah, let's go.
Exactly. And she did.
No.
And she did. When they brought it up, she lit up like a Christmas tree. She's like, yes, I love my girls.
Not a good idea.
This is why she said when they were like, let's go. And she was like, yes, I love that my girls have my back. And I was like, them bitches ain't got your back. This is for show. And then you walk in and Binh looks up and he's just like, what the fuck? She's got Binh all fucked up. Binh is like, I'm going to therapy as he should.
He lost 7 pounds.
He lost 7 pounds. He's going to therapy. He's doing the most. And I'm like, bro, you're doing the most for not the most at this point in your life, because she is taking it to a whole nother level. We've all been betrayed. Listen, we have all been betrayed in our lives. We have all been lied to. We have all been talked about. We have all been, whatever the fuck. The shit that she's going through with Binh, that's the least shit. Like, if I could go through that shit with Binh, I'll take that.
Right.
As opposed to the shit that I've went through in my life and the shit that you, Shahida, Chris, we all been through, and everybody else that in this podcast universe that we've all been through in our lives with our significant others or boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, that's fucked us over. Listen, Morgan, if this is the worst that you're experiencing, then bitch, you need to fucking, reel yourself out and take yourself out of this whole game called Married at First Sight. Because bitch, you ain't in this. Go back to your fucking associate nursing degree. Go make your fucking money in the hospital and leave all the rest of us the fuck.
She's one credit away. She's one credit away.
But here's the thing. She has got too much shit. She is focusing on the fucking least amount of shit. And here we are.
Miguel real quick.
Oh, yeah, we got to go to Lindy and Miguel.
Let's jump to them real quick.
Well, all I got to say about Lindy and Miguel is he told her he loved her, and that's all I'm saying.
I still don't trust it though.
I don't either.
I don't believe
it.
I
actually like Lindy better than
I don't like Lindy.
Right now.
I don't like her.
I feel like she's very
manipulative.
I don't think she knows what manipulation is. I honestly don't. I think she's just
I think she does. Look at her eyes. It's all in the eyes. When she talks to him, she is very manipulative. She knows how to play. Listen, she knows how to play that victim real well.
I don't agree with that. I don't think she knows.
I don't see that either. I feel like she's the one being
about
played.
Life. She couldn't have shellfish. She never had selfish. She has no clue about life or people or anything. She doesn't know shit about shit.
I mean, I agree with you on most of that, but I feel like even if she doesn't know like a whole lot about like, you know, how society works or whatever, women know how to manipulate. I just don't feel it's almost innate to a point, especially with men. But I don't feel that is her, what she's doing. If anything, I feel like he's paving the road for them, and she's gleefully, yes, whatever you want, yes. That's her. I don't see her manipulating him at all. She's the one that is kind of pulling herself back and losing herself and a little bit of her identity to fit in with him, is what I see.
No, I don't see that.
So you think she's this
excuse me,
manipulative?
I think excuse me, I'm sorry. Once I sneeze, I can't stop. So here we are. Excuse me. I think that she knows what she's doing. I'm not saying that she's being manipulative, but I think that she knows Jesus. She knows her background. I'm sorry, everybody. This is just how I do it. Anybody that knows me knows this how this works. I think that she knows her background. And I think that she is manipulating Miguel. Not manipulating. That might be a harsh word. I think that she is showing Miguel who she is with her background. And she's, I wouldn't even say playing the victim. She is just giving the most with him, with her seventh-day Adventist.
She is the most. She's just like, yeah, like, I mean,
but she's not that innocent.
I think she's clueless to me.
Honestly, I think she's not that innocent.
And so religiously structured and beaten into a certain way and to be a certain way. And now that she can do whatever she wants, and she's just doing, you know, I don't think she's very smart. I don't know about smart.
No, I think she's very smart. When you look at her face, when she's talking to Miguel and Miguel's talking to her, I think she knows what she's doing. And I just think that she is just not manipulating. I think she is just watching what's going down. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because when she looks at him, she's like a puppy dog.
Yes.
No. Yeah, she looks at him like a puppy dog, but is she a puppy dog? No.
Yes.
I think nope. I think that there is something there with her, with me, that I'm like,
I can see that to an extent. That's what I felt at the very beginning, that, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that she is. I mean, I'm not saying that she doesn't love him and that she doesn't want to be with him and wants to have babies with him and live the rest of her life with him. I just think that, I don't think she is on the up and up on that one.
Interesting.
Well, we will see.
I'm not feeling her. I'm not even feeling him. I'm feeling Nate. I love me some Nate, though. Nate's my road dog right now until somebody proves me different, or unless Nate proves
we'll never see that. I don't think we'll ever see it.
We will at Decision Day.
No, I think I don't think it's gonna. I think they're gonna stay married, but I still think that something's gonna come up with that blonde chick, or something's gonna happen.
I don't think so.
I don't think so at this point. I would have thought at this point that Megan. I would have thought Megan would have showed her ass.
It's 2 weeks now,
right?
If that hoe ain't showed up yet, she ain't showing up because he told her back the fuck up.
For real though, bitch. That's why you my bitch. Bitch, stay in your lane. So we shall see.
We hit
everybody. All right, guys. Look here. Chris, what you got going on?
I have to put together
with the leather pants.
Chairs for my these are my new chairs I'm putting together. I just bought them.
Nice? Oh, fancy.
So I have to put 3 more together. The first one's wobbly, so I don't know if I can already mess up that one.
You screw it in good enough. You screw it in.
I'm gonna put that on the end, so no one's gonna be like, "Oh, wait a second, what?"
How's our nephew? Where's our nephew?
Prince. Remember, he had
he's tired.
Yeah, he's tired.
Oh, he had played it.
He got a lovely Yankees thing, and a lovely Bills jersey, and a.
Wait, did you get the bowl?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see it. You didn't even text me. You didn't text me. I got the purple bowl like for Prince, like Prince Rogers Nelson.
No, I was waiting to
Prince Rogers. Oh.
All right, enough about that. Shahida, what do you got going on? What's going on?
I'm going to bed.
Oh, bitch. Is that it?
What, Ty, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm on my deck right now, luxuriating.
And then you want me going to bed in about 20
and
minutes.
I listen, I haven't had my dinner yet. So I'm going to, after we hang up, I'm going to shut it down and I'm going to sit out here. I got my music playing in the background in the house on low. And I'm going to make me a grilled cheese and a salad that I've already made. Yes, a grilled turkey and cheese, I say.
Very nice.
No, I'm tired.
Football game's on right now, too. Football game just started.
Oh, the football game started. Okay, here we go.
Only on Amazon now. And not even on regular TV, only on Amazon.
Wait a minute. Thursday Night Football is not on Amazon? I mean, it's not on regular NBC?
Amazon Prime.
So do you have to have like NFL package or just?
No, just Amazon Prime, and it's free.
Who's playing?
Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Good game.
And to those of us that don't give a fuck about the football game tonight, it is the final season of Atlanta is recording tonight. Tonight? I'm saying it's recording on my TV tonight, but it starts tonight, but it's recording on my TV. It's the final episode, and I went and looked at the fucking
final season
information, right? And I'm telling you, yo, if you haven't watched Atlanta, y'all got to watch Atlanta, because the 2 episodes that are coming out tonight, oh, that's just about to be crunk. Chris, listen. I'll be there. I'll be in LA for Thanksgiving, but I can't wait that long. I watch that shit tonight or tomorrow. Love you, but
y'all supposed to watch it in November?
No, we watched it. We watched it together when I was there for my birthday. Oh, okay. We watched a couple of episodes, and then it went into friggin' whatever, and then the new season or the last season's coming out. But yo, them episodes.
I'm gonna keep this for a little bit.
All right, Chris, we love you. Did you dye it?
No, that's my natural. Yeah, I put a little.
Not the beard. I meant the mustache.
Well, I put a little something in there.
Can I borrow that wig though when I come in November? I want to borrow the wig.
I got an Afro wig, girl.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna have to talk afterwards. Wait. Hold up. Do. Everybody, we love you guys. Until next week. Do.